Hi guys, welcome back. I'm going to add to the previous topology that I have this Azure Standard Load Balancer. This is going to be a public standard load balancer, so it's going to have the public IP. I'm going to do this through Terraform. I'm going to implement this on Azure. In order to do that, I need to implement all of these resources: the Azure RM RB, the backend address pool, the standard load balancer proof. This is going to check for the health of the backend, the rule of the standard load balancer, and the association of the network interface with the backend address pool. This is going to be the topology that I'm going to have. You can see here the backend and the load balancer. I'm going to have 4 web subnet and the files, the CA01 to the CA05, is going to explain the bastion. I explained those files in the previous video, and the file C901 to C903 is going to explain the implementation of the Azure Standard Load Balancer. So let's get to this. So as I said before, I need to create all these resources in order to create the Azure Standard Load Balancer. Here in the C902 file, I'm going to create first the public IP address. Then I'm going to create the Azure Standard Load Balancer. This is the name of the resource that you can find on the documentation in the web page of the Terraform. Here is the front-end IP configuration block. This is a special parameter that the Azure Standard Load Balancer have. I can put more of one of these blocks, but if you want to reference this particular block, you need to put, as I put here, the number of the front-end IP configuration block that you want to reference. And this is gonna be the standard SKU of the standard load balancer. Then I'm going to create the backend pool. Just have the name and the ID of the load balancer that I created before. Then I'm going to create the proof, the standard load balancer proof. It's going to have the name, the protocol used, the port, the ID of the load balancer that I'm going to associate with this, and of course the name of the resource group. Then I'm going to create the rule of the standard load balancer. You need to specify the front-end port, the back-end port, the front-end IP configuration name. As I said before, all of these parameters you can find in the documentation, in the web page. I need to add the backend address pool ID, and of course the ID of the load balancer that I'm going to associate. And finally, I'm going to associate the network interface and the standard load balancer. I need to add here the ID of the network interface of the Linux VM. This is the name of the Linux VM that I'm going to associate as the backend pool of this standard load balancer. You can find this in the C703 file here. This name of the VM, of the NIC of the VM, is going to associate with the backend. So we are going to implement this And through the Terraform command, first we are going to run the Terraform init. It's going to download all the necessary providers and plugins. Then we are going to validate to see if there are any errors in our code. Let's wait to the init to finish. Then validate. Let's see if there are any errors in the code. There is a warning, but the result is success. Let's go into plan. And finally, we are going to apply with the auto proof command. Finally, implement our load balancer on Azure with Terraform. In the Terraform plan, you can see all the resources that are going to be implemented. Let's wait for the command to finish. So you can see here that 39 resources are going to be created. You can see here all the details. Some parameters uh, are going to be known after apply. This is going to be all the resources that are going to be created in detail. So let's run our last Terraform command, which is apply autoproof. I'm going to pause the video in the meanwhile, and I'm going to show you what is the result in the Azure platform. Finally, all the resources got created. So we are going here in the my Azure account, and you can see here the resource group where I put all the resources inside. Here are all the resources that I just created. You can see here the Bastion Linux VM NIC, the load balancer. If I click here in the load balancer, you can see here that I have one virtual machine as the backend tool. The name of the load balancer rule and the help proof are the same that we put in the configuration file. You can see here in the front end IP configuration the name of the public IP that we specified. Everything is okay. Let me see the topology in the inside. If I refresh here, I must see this green, this link between the web backend and the Linux VM. I don't know what happened now, but I think that it's going to go green later. So, so if you copy this public IP, you can connect to the web to the Linux to the web Linux VM. That is the backend of the load balancer. So here it is. Everything is okay. So this is all. Thank you for watching. See you soon.